This fall, the top horses and riders in 8 different equestrian disciplines will come to Lexington, Kentucky to compete in the World Equestrian Games. It's the first time ever that these games have been held in the United States, and reining is the only Western discipline that will be represented.
This is the first time in the history of the World Equestrian Games that it will be taking place on American soil. So the significance of that for the country, for the riders, it's unprecedented. So we're very excited just to have Adequan as a big part of it, with our affiliation with the United States Equestrian Federation, with our sponsorships with the United States Dressage Federation, with the United States Eventing Association, with the National Reining Horse Association. So all of these associations are going to be represented at the Games this year with some of their elite riders.
In our Adequan countdown to the 2010 World Equestrian Games, we focus now on the challenging discipline of eventing. Eventing began as a test of the cavalry horse, but has evolved into a competitive discipline often thought of as the triathlon of horse sports. To find out more about eventing, Alan Mann of Adequan met with USEF President David O'Connor and his wife Karen, both Olympic medal-winning eventers, at their training facility in Ocala, Florida.
Tell us a little bit about the sport of eventing. Can you just kind of run us through a typical 3-day event?
Eventing is kind of like a decathlon type thing, even though there's 3 different sports. And the first one is dressage, which is not done at Olympic level dressage, but it is done at quite a high level. And that is like figure skating almost. Everybody does the same movements, judged on grace and beauty, communication, The second part is the real heart of our sport, which is called cross country. It's about 4.5 miles. You jump everything, trees like this, ditches, banks, water, done over time. It's quite an unusual test, and the horses are extremely athletic and extremely intelligent at what they do, and really love their game. And then they got to come back and jump show jumping, which again is not at the full high Olympic level, which is 5'3", or we jump 4-foot fences. And after they've done cross country, that can be quite a difficult test. So we really are a sport about the all-around horse and the all-around athlete, and it's a very, very exciting sport to watch.
So what does it mean for the U.S. to host these games?
This is a huge opportunity for the United States to have the general population of the United States understand equestrian sports and equestrianism altogether. It's going to be broadcast over so many different channels, and it is the largest airlift of horses in the history of equestrian sport to one place, which is really remarkable in itself. There'll be all the different disciplines competing, and then the non-compete side of it will be really, really exciting. Huge trade fair, all kinds of different breed and discipline demonstrations going on throughout the 2 weeks. They have great, exciting things with chefs from all over the country coming in to show their menus and their recipes for different things. A lot of top chefs will be there, so that's kind of exciting. I'm looking forward to that. What a great opportunity. It's a once-in-a-lifetime chance for me and for the U.S., I think.
And the facility? Tell us a little bit about that.
Kentucky Horse Park has become probably the premier horse park in the country, and there's no other site like it in the world.
And then, this one coming up for the U.S., which is, again, I think such a unique experience, first time outside of Europe, which is the big deal, to have it here in the United States and on the Kentucky Horse Park, which is literally, I think, the best site in the world. And having been in a lot of different competition venues around the world, there's nothing that matches Kentucky, I think.
The U.S. athletes that'll be competing on the team this year, will they have some kind of home field advantage? Is that?
The home field advantage for the World Equestrian Games, the only parallel I can give you for that is when I was lucky enough to be an athlete in the Atlanta Olympic Games. And I'll never forget going into the opening ceremonies as an American, a U.S. athlete on your own soil, where the majority of the spectators are your countrymen, and going into the opening ceremonies and hearing the crowds, they're so excited for you to be there, was a remarkable experience. So I would say that there'll be more adrenaline being an American competing in U.S. soil at the World Equestrian Games than there would be otherwise. Whether there's a judging advantage, I don't think so. But the spectators, they can really get you going and really get you excited and help you have your very best performance.
Does that give the U.S. any kind of an advantage because of the course, or?
I don't think it so much gives an advantage because of the course, in some ways, except for its ground that we've ridden on for the last 20 years. I mean, we know the ground. Not so much the fences. The fences will all be new, but the ground, you're comfortable there. We've run there a lot, so we know that. And I don't think you can ever, in any situation like this, discount that home field advantage is actually about the fans. You know, and you're on your home here in Kentucky. You're in the United States. It'll be a very partisan crowd, as any time that you have a sporting event in your own country. And that does give you a sense of pride. When I got to ride in one of my Olympic Games was in Atlanta, and it's a true difference, I think, of the support that you get because you are in your home country.
Adequan is proud to be a major sponsor of Inside Reining, the National Reining Horse Association, and the United States Equestrian Federation.
Thanks, Adequan.
Thank you, Adequan.
Thanks, Adequan.
Thanks, Adequan.
Thanks, Adequan.
Vielen Dank, Adequan.
Thanks, Adequan.
Grazie mille, Adequan. Thank you, Adequan.
Thanks, Adequan.